A country's Eurovision performer is technically apolitical, chosen by the country's independent national broadcaster. And yet, a country's broadcaster is not quite as independent from politics as we'd like to believe. Elected officials have numerous tools to politically influence a broadcaster, from appointments to the leadership to using licensing fees and funding as leverage.
So, with the rise of right-wing authoritarianism in Europe, it's worth exploring how much of an effect a new government can have on its country's broadcaster, and whether we see that effect on the Eurovision stage. We're going to do this with a little game today we're calling Crazy Ex-Governments. And to help us with this game, we are joined by the incredible Santino Fontana.
Hello!
Santino Fontana is an American actor and singer. He has received a Tony Award, 2 Drama Desk Awards, an Outer Critics Circle Award, Lucille Lortel Award, and an Obie Award. In addition to his stage work, Fontana voiced Prince Hans in Frozen and starred in the first 2 seasons of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend as Greg Serrano. So, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. I'm going to hire you as my agent. That's next. Thank you for having me.
So, we're going to play you 2 songs from the same country. One of those songs was chosen by a national broadcaster while it was receiving significant pressure from a newly installed right-wing government. The other is from when the country's broadcaster was not facing pressure from a right-wing government. So your job is going to be to tell us which of these 2 numbers came from this period of right-wing pressure.
Now, before we start the game, Santino, we always ask, what do you know about Eurovision going into this game?
Very little. I know there was a movie about it. I did not see it. That's it.
Let's see if over the next short while we can catch you up, Santino.
I don't know. I don't want to offend anybody, I guess is what I'm most afraid of. But I also want to call it like I see it.
Yeah, no, absolutely you should. And I
absolutely offend people.
Yeah. So to jump into the game, we are going to start with Spain. So the first number is from the artist Beret, and it's called Say Yay.
So there's a woman. Oh, she's dancing. Kind of. Oh my God. Did she just do a death drop?
Yes.
What was that? What? She's writhing on the ground. Okay. She's wearing what looks like a tinfoil outfit. She could wrap it up for a to-go order. I have not understood a single lyric. Oh, she just did a body roll. Okay. Wow. Well, I will say they all seem to love it. And they seem everyone seems very excited. And I'm sure they're all on a lot of drugs. Who's in the audience? Where are they?
So, okay.
In a hockey rink? What's going on?
It's in a sports arena every year. It's like the Super Bowl, essentially, the way they do it.
She also seems to be wearing boots, which I'm a little confused by because she's wearing like a mini skirt outfit that's made of foil.
I'm not a fashionista, but I do think that foil and boots was big in Spain around this period. But okay, so this is Blanca Paloma. The song is called Ella.
What does that mean? Ella.
It's a neutral syllable chant, but the text is a lullaby sung to her daughter. I think musically, it will not sound like a lullaby to you, probably.
Okay, so there's a shadow of a woman almost deep-throating a microphone. This is definitely after the bad things happen because it sounds like the score to, Schindler's List. It does.
It's incredible.
Their arms just showing up out of the air from red curtains, which have like texture to them, like they could be meat. Oh, and she's in a hallway of meat curtains. Oh, no. And now there are women in red. This is, I was in Zorba with John Turturro. This just reminds me of that. There's a lot of writhing again. Yes, they're upset. This is not a good time. That was like a cut song from Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. So it's clear this is the government one. It has to be.
So,
Am I
okay,
wrong?
you are incorrect, but
Oh my God.
but I feel like there's an element of it where you were like, this must be after the bad times, and that is true. Say Ye was chosen under this sort of right-wing dominance, and Aya was after that government had finally been thrown out.
Because, when everything's bad, we were just like, no, just say yay. Everything's
Yeah.
fine.
Well, and also
Celebrate.
and
Yes.
you tend to get the most sort of dopey, apolitical, or like not innovative in like more
Yeah.
kind of right-wing fascist
Troubled
kind of,
times.
yeah. The situation here is Mariano Rajoy wins the Spanish election in 2011. He installs a loyalist to run RTVE, which is the Spanish public broadcaster, in 2012. There are a lot of journalist protests in the news division about political interference into their news coverage. And there are actually emails that are leaked that show sort of direct interference by government appointed executives. Even RTVE's News Council, which was like their internal watchdog, started releasing reports documenting the biased reporting and the marginalization of opposition voices. So they were not saying yay. But
Got it.
A year before the political power changed, the EBU, which is the European Broadcasting Union, they're the one who runs Eurovision, they did warn RTVE, the Spanish broadcaster, that they were compromised by political influence. The thing that I always find so crazy about Eurovision is that some of the scariest politicians Europe have really cared.
I mean, famously, like Putin attended Eurovision rehearsals when they were in Russia in 2009 because he just wanted to make sure that the act was
And a
strong.
question, Santino, if you were doing sound check and Putin was in the audience, how would you say that affects your energy?
Yeah, as we would say here, that doesn't feel like a safe space.
Yeah.
So the government was thrown out, and then someone else got elected.
In 2018, Pedro Sanchez wins, and he sort of begins undoing the damages.
Moving to Poland, we've got Light Me Up, performed by Grow Me.
He looks like the V for Vendetta character without the mask. Yeah, so this guy's afraid of being murdered. Because there's nothing being said. Oh, there's fireworks? I can't get over how big this... What is that dance? Wait, but that's not him. Wait, there's another guy?
Well, yes.
That's very confusing.
And I shouldn't have left out Lucas Meyer, who's the feature. So now, staying in Poland, we are moving to The Tower, performed by Luna.
So already there's a stage that looks like a chessboard. Oh, so there's a person in a white, like, oh my God, there's a giant red horse. There's a giant red horse and someone on it, and that looks like a planet. Oh, so there's someone in white and someone in black, and then there's a singer who's showing her midriff and wearing thigh-high red leather boots. What? Guys, I can't describe this. This is impossible. Did you say Europe rise up? Oh, she climbed it. She climbed the chess
She climbed
piece.
the tower.
Guys, I words fail me. I don't.
Which one was
Influenced by right-wing?
Yeah.
Right-wing politics.
I want to believe the first one because it was so kind of basic and it was akin to a hostage video. Like they were saying everything's great, although this one is so troubling. You could also tell me that the people in this video right after this were taken out and shot, and I'd believe you because they veered from dear leader's message. Who came up with this fucked up idea, guys? Which one of you was like, you know what we should do? We're going to go deep on Eurovision.
I will say, we kind of stumbled into it. It's like,
you didn't. No one stumbles into Eurovision.
You saw the fear in the eyes in Light Me Up, and you're correct. That's one that was under right-wing influence. So the Law and Justice Party came into power in 2015. They very quickly put the broadcaster under direct control of the government. And on the Eurovision side, things also took a turn. So this is where we're going to get to a bonus clip. This was Poland's number the year before Law and Justice came to power.
This is right before
Right before the right wing takeover, yeah.
the hostage video. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Oh my God. So there's a woman churning butter. There are 4 women who look like Slavic nesting dolls. I'm not Slavic, but I imagine I would be offended if I was. It feels very kind of stereotypical, women holding kerchiefs while another woman is literally churning butter. Although I don't think she's wearing a bra while she's doing it. Oh, well, she's definitely wanting us. Wow. And then she was just cleaning. So she's sexually churning butter. And then there was a woman who it looked like she was doing laundry by hand.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're saying something about what it is to be a Slavic woman, which, if that's what it is, I applaud them and they should complain. And
the idea of that song was subverting these sort of stereotypical, like you said, images of Slavic traditionalism. It's like the right wing was like, society has gone off of the rails. We need to go back to the way things were. And so this number was like, we've always been having sex. But then immediately after that, you can sort of see Law and Justice's influence, I think, with the titles of the next series of songs. In the Name of Your Love, Color of Your Life, Flashlight, Light Me Up, Fire of Love. So it's like literally all content removed from these songs.
Flashlight?
You're right.
What is that?
It's a little too modern to...
They didn't want to do Screwdriver or like what?
So Donald Tusk comes back into power, reforms the broadcaster once again. In December 2023, the government dismissed top executives of TVP, which is their broadcaster, citing the need to depoliticize the broadcaster. This move was met with resistance from Law and Justice, surprise, surprise, including protests and a sit-in at TVP's headquarters, which means that normally Poland has done like televised competitions to select their entry. And while they had to sort of clear out the halls, they went for eternal selection.
Wow. I didn't know any of this. I'm fascinated.
Yeah. And how are you planning on using this information in your daily life, Santino?
I don't know yet, but I'm excited to see how it pops up.
Moving now to the UK, we have 2 songs. The first is going to be James Newman, who is singing a song called Embers.
Out of the embers, you and I gonna light up the room.
What? Okay, so he's standing on a platform between 2 giant trumpets.
Right.
And there's a lot of fake, like, dancing with instruments. Which I always think is a little, like, dancing around in circles and you're playing an instrument and it sounds the same. Great.
So let's see how that compares to Ollie Alexander with the song Dizzy.
Beautiful gardens, eternal flowers. You know the way, so take me there.
Oh my God. So Ollie's upside down. Oh, in a dirty bathroom. Okay, this is the stuff of nightmares. So there's somebody, there's like naked. Oh my God, what is he doing? Guys, this is again not describable. There's a lot of homoerotic stuff. Oh my God, yes, there is. Okay, so yes, this is a gay sex dungeon / fight club / we're flying through space because there are, oh my God. And the room is like a box that keeps spinning. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm uncomfortable. Remember the music video for Christina Aguilera's Dirty? It's like they used the set and then they took poppers and this is where we are. So this is not, no one reined this in. So it's clear that, I mean, this represented England?
Yep.
Yeah, no wonder another government took over because they're like, that cannot represent all of England. The Queen herself was like, darling, we have to make a change. These people lost jobs, they lost representatives, but they gained an STD.
Well, I will say you are entirely right that the James Newman song was the one that was released during a pressure campaign against the BBC. But part of the reason that this is in here is like to slow our roll a little bit. I don't think it's like a direct effect. Boris Johnson takes over in 2019 and he floats plans to basically decriminalize not paying your licensing fee for the broadcaster, which would have cost the BBC hundreds of millions of pounds. The BBC starts cutting a lot of jobs, and Johnson's culture secretary even says that maybe they scrap the licensing fee at all, which essentially would crush the BBC. I think, well, you can cobble this narrative together. It's very easy to sort of structure a game and be like, this must be because Boris Johnson was like...
We will say both of these artists were selected in a closed door room at the BBC somewhere. Maybe a closed bathroom.
Santino, can I tell you, in all honesty, I thought the bathroom one was going to be huge.
Really? Wow.
I was like all in on... I didn't love the song, but when they released that staging, I was
also,
like...
one thing that's really cool about that staging, as you said, like the box keeps turning. The thing that's really cool is the box never moves one bit. It's all in the choreography. Let's see how we do when we get to Hungary. First up, we have Yotzi Papai with Origo. Now, this is not in English. Some of the lyrics translated, why did you lie to me that the color of skin doesn't matter? And this is about Yotzi's Roma heritage.
Again, the largest stadium I've ever seen in my life. This is like Radio City Music Hall times 30. Fireworks. Oh no, fire. Just fire. Okay. Okay, he's rapping. He has a man bun, Justin Baldoni style. He also is wearing a cummerbund over, I believe, a t-shirt. Oh, and we've got a violinist. We've got flags. Okay, we've got a belly dancer, I believe. He is very angry. The woman is crying, looking at him while he sings. That is generous. He picks her up with his finger under her chin, which I don't love.
Then moving to the second number from Hungary. This is Zoli Aduk with Dance With Me.
Tonight, come on, dance with me. Make me lose my way. Take a chance with me.
Okay, it looks like the Spice Girls or a cut number from Mamma Mia. A guy in green pants. Okay, so they're... guys, okay. Yeah, they're women dressed like Barbie around a man who's dressed like Ken. And he's, let me tell you, not interested in that. Oh, he does a double pirouette. He is not interested in them. This is obviously the one that the government intervened and was like, we can't have that guy who was angry again.
It actually is the first one that was under a right-wing government.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Right-wing government, I imagine, doesn't want him rapping.
That's kind of the fascinating thing about this. And like, literally, this is one that I like cannot explain, because this is like Viktor Orban comes into power.
Great guy.
Yeah, great guy. Friend of the pod, as we like to say. So he comes back into power in 2010, and he really does put all of the media under his control, including the public broadcaster. And the news department is basically a propaganda outlet. And yet, this was in 2017, while Orban was demonizing Roma people, and yet they sent this to Eurovision. And so the best I can come up with is like, it really just shows how even sort of authoritarian leaders have their own politics. And sometimes you don't want to fuck with culture. Like, people will let you mess with information and news, but like, don't tell people that they can't listen to the music that they want to listen to. To introduce our final set of numbers, we are moving to Israel.
Oh no. I'm so scared.
No, it's not as scary as it sounds, I promise.
I'm so scared.
The first number we're going to hear is Harold Scott's Milim.
Okay, there's a man in a suit with an open shirt. He's singing breathily, very serious. This is very simple compared to the other performances so far. He's got a pretty voice. There are what looks like stars behind him. He's closing his eyes singing. It's like a pretty ballad. This is like a Celine Dion song. It's nice. It's a nice song. It's pretty.
What a Eurovision reference you made with Celine Dion.
Is that a Euro? I don't even know. Is that a Eurovision reference?
The reason we all know Celine Dion is because she won Eurovision for Switzerland in the 80s.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
She won for Switzerland with the song in French.
And interestingly enough, it actually was the same staging as Ollie Alexander's song.
Oh my God.
So that song that you just listened to, it's someone who has lost someone who has left them with only words. This is called There Must Be Another Way. The lyric is, for there is no single address for sorrow. There must be another way.
There must be another way.
Another giant stadium. She's sultry. There's a woman dressed like a Israeli Stevie Nicks. She has a perm. She also could have been in Zorba. There's Patti LuPone. There's a Patti LuPone backup singer. Oh, it's a duo. Two women singing. They are impassioned. They seem determined. They come together. They're both wearing all black. They're looking at the audience saying there must be another way. Okay, well, I think it's very clear what that one's about. I will say, I think those Israeli songs were both like good. Like, I like the music, actually, compared to the other ones. I don't know why anyone would have anything against the song about loss. I also feel like There Must Be Another Way is also so tame. Like, it's so unspecific. I don't know. This one's a toss-up for me.
Well, one could say it's a complicated issue, you know?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, I am not going to make you answer this. So There Must Be Another Way was right before Netanyahu took over for the second time.
That makes total sense.
Yeah. Well, particularly because one of the two performers is Arab. There's a history of Israeli artists sort of using Eurovision to either call for peace, speak out against what they believe politically is going on. And obviously, pretty much as soon as Netanyahu came back into power, you sort of see that stopping. So the Israeli public broadcaster at the time, Netanyahu was very critical of. There also were like standard accusations of it wasn't being run incredibly well. But Netanyahu kind of took advantage of this efficiency argument and began talking about cutting the budget entirely and restructuring it. Government passed a law in 2014 to abolish the Israeli public broadcaster at the time and replace it with a new public broadcaster, Khan. Netanyahu quickly realized that Khan was going to be just as independent from him and just as oppositional as IBA was. So he actually delayed the institution of Khan for, I think, like 3 years or something like that. And even to this day, there's a tremendous amount of conflict between Netanyahu and Khan. Do we not see a song like There Must Be Another Way from Israel really because of like public broadcaster shenanigans? Or is it just like literally Israel has changed and like Israeli voters have changed? It can kind of be hard to,
and also this idea of taking finances and efficiency used as a way to try to make yourself a little bit more of a king, something we're very unfamiliar with right now. But you came into this with very little Eurovision knowledge. Now you've seen these videos. What are your takeaways?
And also, how are you doing emotionally?
The good thing is I have therapy today, so that'll be good. No, I'm like, wow, that is fascinating that whole thing is existing. And I knew nothing about it. I am no longer a Eurovision virgin.
I feel like everybody lost their virginity watching that Ollie Alexander number.
Well, I don't think any of the people in the dance did, but I think they had lost it a long time ago.
Santino, thank you so much for joining.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. My pleasure.
And I'm sure we will see you in Basel, Switzerland in May.
Yeah. I hope you guys bring lots of recreational drugs that get you through it. And
100%.
All the mysteries of the Euroverse.